Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be doing a summer update with the worms. We're going to see how they're doing, and we're also going to be giving them a bit of a feed. So you may notice I've moved the worm bins. They are now sitting behind my shed, so out the way, and still nice and easy for me to get to them. So let's open them up and see what we have going on. So I'm feeding these things very heavily at the moment, and even with that I'm still getting it used up very quickly. So if we have a look just below the surface, you can see over here where I have been feeding loads and loads of worms. I mean, just inundated with them. So they're eating a hell of a lot at the moment. This year I think I put in last week with a whole bunch of other stuff, and it's getting devoured. It's just the stalk of a lettuce. But oh, we have such beautiful compost here. This is so nice and fluffy. Down this side here we have a few things like avocado pips that are still getting broken down, but for the most part it's pretty much eaten up. But over here we can see it's just loads and loads beautiful worms. So I'm always on the hunt for food for my worms. I know that things like this are a real treat, and I managed to get a whole bunch of these that were getting thrown out at a supermarket. I don't know why it's such a waste, but I know my worms are going to love it. So we're just going to put a few in here and let them go to town on it. Those will get eaten up so quickly. And get some coffee granules in there as well. And let's put one more and just cover it up a bit. We have some more coffee grounds as well. They do love this stuff. I think that's enough for this one. Let's do the next one. Let's open this up and have a look in here. We have same thing going on. I've been feeding up towards this end, and that's why we have again just buckets and buckets of worms. So they're doing really, really well. This is still the original half a pound or half a kilogram that I got, and they've just multiplied like crazy. I have another bin as well beyond these two, but we can see here I probably have about 5 or 6 kilograms of worms in each of these bins. So this side here I've let to just wear down. I've been feeding up towards that side, which I'm going to keep on doing. And I've got some of this in here. This is some apple that I think is starting to ferment, but the worms will love that. And let's get the rest of this in here. I know it seems like I'm feeding it a lot, but honestly these guys eat a lot at the moment. This stuff here, I'll come back in about a week or two and it'll be completely devoured. Obviously in winter you don't want to feed as much because they're not as active, but right now these guys are just eating machines. So let's leave that alone and go and have a look at the last worm bin, see how that one's doing. We don't need to feed that one because I have been feeding that quite a bit lately. So this here is my worm tower, which is also doing really well. We're about 3 layers up at the moment, but this is the one that gets fed way more frequently than the others. I had some nieces and nephews around recently and let them do some feeding, which is why this is so full at the moment. But you can see again just hundreds and probably thousands of worms. These guys are going crazy for all this food. So yeah, I'm very happy with the progress. You can see there are a lot of springtails. I'm never too worried about them. Springtails don't seem to do anything. They don't look very pleasant, but I'll have to get that out a bit later. Don't want stickers in here. They'll eat around it. We can see this is just beautiful and healthy. I mean, look at that. And in my hand there, I can see some eggs. I can see loads of babies. I can see just so many worms. So yeah, I know a lot of people will probably comment even on this video saying I'm feeding them too much, but these have been going now for about 2.5, 3 years, and I think they're doing just fine. I've never had to replace them. I've never lost my worms. I mean, there are times when there are more of them and sometimes less of them, but I mean, look at these guys. They're just they're pretty happy. So let me close that up, let them carry on with their day and carry on eating this and creating some beautiful compost for me for next year's season. Other than what you saw me do today, the only other thing I'm doing is adding in maybe some crushed eggshells. I'll do some water now and then, and maybe some cardboard. But other than that, it's pretty much just feeding it a lot of coffee grounds, any veg or scraps that we have from the kitchen that they like to eat. And they take care of themselves. They are just the perfect pet, really, and you get some amazing compost at the end of it. So I'm looking forward to using this compost for the start of my season for next year, and these guys are doing a great job to give me quite a lot of it. So until the next video, thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something and I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you again soon. Bye bye for now.